220 boat high school tournament on Lake Cherokee. Of course, the same day, Altitude Kayak Fishing League, we're trying to have our little end of the year tournament with like 7 or 8 boats. But I had a terrible day on the water. I fished all day, didn't catch anything. I fished a little popper, got blew up a few times, lost a couple. Went into the back of this little, at the end of the day, went into the back of this little pocket, caught a few. My big one jumped off the board, 13.5 inches. But I had to run in with one of the anglers, man. This kid came up behind me. He was fishing with his mom because you have to have an adult in the boat. He starts cussing me behind my back. And he starts throwing his lure like, 3 and 4 feet from my boat. So I finally had enough. We had a little on the water altercation. But in hindsight, I probably should have backed off, let this kid fish this cove and be on his way. Because I could tell that he was I don't know, he was not in a good frame of mind. I'm vigilant to these situations. I could tell he has some economic problems at home severely. And I don't know, it just made me think, these high school bass tournaments, you literally have kids in $100,000 bass boats fishing against, some older model bass boats and whatever. But then you have got kids on the water in absolute junkers. But if you have a junker and some talent, you probably do good. But if you just have a junker, you're probably going to suck like this kid probably did, hopefully. And this is how my tournament day went. And it really should. If you have a high school bass fishing team, and it's not a team, it's a club, these kids should be in kayaks if you want to teach them how to fish. And not in a 200 boat tournament. Keep it small for them, keep it local. Have fishing at the grassroots. Grassroots fishing is not a $100,000, $80,000 bass boat. Roll up on a point, take 3 casts, and blast off. It's just not fishing. You're not doing your kids any good teaching them how to fish that way. It's just not. But here's my experience. Hope this never happens again, and I hope I never see that kid on the water again. Well, we're out here on Lake Cherokee. Finally got some light. It's foggy. Never been to Lake Cherokee before. Like everybody, I've watched a few videos. Out here, it's a lot like some of the lakes back in where I live. It's a reservoir. It is has rocky banks, as you can see. I don't know if you can see. It's still pretty dark, but it has rocky banks and big smallmouth in here, big largemouth. I'm like 40 yards off the dock, or 30 yards off the rocks over there, and I'm sitting in like 77 feet of water, so that doesn't freak me out. I'm used to that. But I've never been to this lake, so I don't know. I'm here for the Altitude Kayak Fishing League. This is kind of like their classic or their tournament. We got a few guys in it. There's some nice giveaways. They're giving away a nice cooler. Corey Racer is the tournament director for that league. Check him out on Facebook, Altitude Kayak Fishing League. It's a very friendly club. The entry fees are a little cheaper than other clubs, and it's fun. It's a fun group of guys, a good group of guys. A bunch of hammers in there, so don't think you're gonna like walk in there and win a bunch of money, because they're all good. That didn't work. And yeah, so I don't really have super high hopes out here. I'm just kind of like doing my research. There's a 200 boat, some kind of high school bass fishing tournament on this lake. Shocker. There's always something. But just try to catch a few. Like I said, I'm just going to explore around. I'm just going to jump around and fish. I had no time to practice. Had to do some work on my truck. I did wheel bearings. I didn't do it, but wheel bearings and brakes. So she's good for the upcoming season. And hopefully I'll catch a few, and I'll be checking back with you. Well, it's 9:05. Been fishing for 2 hours. I got 2 bites, 2 blow-ups on the popper. Missed them both. Had one hooked up for a second. They look like spotted bass. I don't know if they have spotted bass in here, but that's what they look like. But yeah, sucking pretty much. Boats everywhere, dude. Boats everywhere. Finally got one. It's not very big, maybe 14, 13 or 14. We'll see. Well, it's gonna be one of those days. Just jumped off the board. 13 inches. First fish all day. It's one of those days. See if I can get another one. There's number 2, small, might make 10 inches. Tool. Yeah, I'm fishing in a tournament, dude. So you just gotta come up in here and fish? To fish right next to each other in a tournament?
No, I'm trying to catch a fish so that I can go to college. You already had your plan.
Dude, you think that's cool? That's cool, dude. Another dink. I don't even think he's gonna make 10 inches. Swear, dude. 9.5.